world number one, Scottie Scheffler, comes into this week as the defending Masters champion. Scheffler donning his first green jacket a year ago by edging out Rory McIlroy by 3 strokes with his 10 under 278. Now he's looking to become the 4th player to repeat. The last one to do it was Tiger Woods over 2 decades ago. Scheffler is the early favorite at 5-1. Then it is last year's runner-up Rory McIlroy. He's at plus 750 as he looks to complete his career Grand Slam. Jon Rahm, who leads the tour in wins and scoring average this season, is the 3rd favorite at 9-1. Let's now welcome in former professional and 2-time major championship winner and CBS Sports golf analyst Dottie Pepper. Dottie, Scottie Scheffler comes in as one of the favorites. He's the reigning champion. No defending champion has finished inside the top 10 since 2016. So I'll ask you, how do you assess his game coming into the 2023 tournament?
Well, I think he's one of the hottest players on the planet, chiefly because of his consistency throughout this early part of the season. But look, he won the Players' Championship, and that was inside a month ago. So his form is really good. His confidence, even though he finished 4th at the match play at Austin Country Club, it can't be anything but fantastic. And I think he's coming in here a little bit. If you can be a defending champion and be a little bit under the radar, that's Scottie Scheffler because of his personality. He takes everything with such a simple aplomb that people aren't really talking a lot about him, and he's the #1 player in the world.
And you love the fact that, he is under the radar like that, and the fact that it kind of maybe takes the pressure off a little bit as he is the sitting favorite coming in. And you look at him, of course, he's looking to become the 4th player to repeat as a Masters champion. Jack Nicklaus, Nick Faldo, and Tiger Woods, the ones to do it. As mentioned earlier, Tiger did it over 20 years ago. All right, Jon Rahm leads the tour in wins and scoring average, but he's never finished better than 4th at Augusta National. How do you like his chances this time around?
I think it's important to remember that Jon Rahm's journey here at Augusta National is still pretty young. He hasn't played that many times. He's on leaderboards a lot, but he hasn't really been here for that many rounds. If Jon Rahm if he drives the golf ball well, Jon Rahm will play well. His putting has improved immensely. He has wonderful imagination around the greens, which you must have here to play well. And if he drives the golf ball well, he will be part of the story come late on the weekend. But he has to guard against a left miss.
And certainly that mental game for him, he seems to be much more dialed in this season as you take a look at his career tournament results. As mentioned, never finished higher than 4th, but does have 4 top 10 finishes at the Masters. Okay, so Dottie, who do you see playing well? Whose game do you think is best suited to Augusta?
I think Rory McIlroy is, for the 9th time now, trying to go for the Grand Slam. I think his game lines up so well for here. If he's going to read the greens just a touch better, he's switched putters and changed the length of his driver over the last couple of weeks. I think both really bode well for him, and it showed in the match play where he finished 3rd, beating Scottie Scheffler in the consolation match. I would think McIlroy would have a terrific chance if he can simply get out of the gates on Thursday. The first rounds have been pretty lethal for him over the last 4 or 5 years, and sort of gets that wake-up call a little too late. If he can get off to a good start Thursday, I think he's part of our story late on the weekend too.
More Rory McIlroy, 2nd favorite behind Scottie Scheffler to win the Masters at plus 750. Okay, so who's your under-the-radar player to watch this year at Augusta?
I think I already told you, I think Scottie Scheffler's under the radar, but it's really hard to imagine that as the defending champion. I think a guy like Matt Fitzpatrick could do some damage here coming in here, and maybe Corey Connors. He's had top 10s here 3 years in a row. Nobody's really talking about him that much, and he won yesterday.
Well, and you're knowing your audience here, Dottie, because of the fact that I'm Canadian, so obviously I'm going to be cheering for Corey Connors. I love that under-the-radar pick. Finally, of course, one of the main storylines this week is Tiger Woods. What do you expect to see from the 5-time Green Jacket winner?
He's going to need the weather to be kind to him. We saw him struggle last year in Tulsa at Southern Hills when it got cold and it got windy on the weekend. Our weather forecast at this point is not super favorable for him. But I think there's no one who relies on his experience around this golf course the way he knows and feels his way around this place the way Tiger does, and that can never hurt you. And I do think he will pull a lot of energy, a lot of positive momentum from the crowd if he gets off to any sort of a start. We know how loud it can get around here, how you can follow a player around through the trees, through the elevation changes here, and it seems even louder than it is. That could be the case for Tiger if he gets off to any sort of a start on Thursday.
And you mentioned the weather is going to have to cooperate. Not looking great right now. It looks like there is going to be some wet weather later in the week. If Tiger was to win, of course, he would tie Jack Nicklaus for most wins at Augusta and surpass him as the oldest Masters champion. She is CBS Sports golf analyst, two-time major championship winner Dottie Pepper, joining us on HQ to preview the Masters. Thanks, Dottie.
Thank you.
And of course, our coverage of the Masters gets underway on Thursday. We have Masters live coverage over on the CBS Sports app throughout all of the rounds of play, and then our broadcast coverage April 8th and 9th, Saturday and Sunday on CBS. You can also stream over on Paramount+.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.